Beneath the ordinary world lies a veil, and behind it, the voices of the lost still whisper.
We are your guides into the shadows, where true crime meets the paranormal.
From chilling crimes to haunted histories, we uncover the stories that refuse to rest.
This is Veil of Echoes.
They were happy. When they first walked through my doors, I felt it. The joy, the hope, the weight of a family ready to begin again. I let the sun in for them, held their laughter in my walls, let their footsteps echo like music through my rooms. For a moment, they made me feel like a home again. But happiness is loud. Laughter is louder. And he heard them. I tried to keep him down, press him beneath my floors, lock him under dust and time. But hope woke him. They didn't notice the cold spot forming in the hallway, or the shadow that stretched too far across the stairs, or the way my lights flickered when he moved through me. They thought it was just this old house. They didn't feel him rising. The first time their daughter screamed, I felt him standing behind her. I tried to shut the door, tried to lock the room he died in, tried to hold him back. But he slipped through me. He always slips through me. He watched them from the kitchen doorway, sat on the edge of her bed at night, dragged his fingers along the walls just to hear them breathe. They never saw him, but I did. I tried to keep him buried. I tried to. Wait. He's here.
This is episode 23, The Black Monk of Pontefract, the house that tried to warn them. Hey everyone, welcome back to Veil of Echoes.
We're your host. I'm Lindsay.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Bria. Each week we walk the thin line between the living and the echoes they leave behind.
Tonight, we're traveling to a quiet council house in West Yorkshire. A place that should have been nothing more than a fresh start. A patch of peace for the Pritchard family.
But instead, it became the site of the most violent, documented poltergeist haunting in British history. A haunting so relentless, so physical, that paranormal investigators still consider it unmatched.
This is the story of 30 East Drive, and the dark figure that walked its halls. A hooded presence witnesses called the Black Monk, a shadow the family could never outrun. And tonight, we're telling the story through the only witness that was there from the beginning, and the only one that cannot leave. The house.
Before we begin, a warning. This episode contains descriptions of violent poltergeist activity, physical assaults, and moments involving a child that may be disturbing to some listeners.
We share these stories with respect to the families who lived through them, and to shed light on the experiences that scarred an entire community.
As always, thank you for supporting our show. Every follow, review, and share helps others find their way into the dark with us.
If there's a haunting or case you want us to cover, reach out on Instagram, TikTok.
Dope.
TikTok or Facebook at Veil of Echoes Podcast.
Your suggestion might just be our next story we bring out of the shadows.
Now, let's step inside 30 East Drive, into the halls that never slept, and the shadow that refused to stay buried. When the Pritchard family first saw 30 East Drive in 1966, it felt safe, ordinary, the kind of place where nothing bad ever happens.
Jean and Joe Pritchard were thrilled. A council home in a quiet neighborhood, room for their children, 15-year-old Philip and 12-year-old Diane, to grow, breathe, and finally settle down.
If you ever open the door to a new place, you know that feeling. Clean walls, unscuffed floors, none of the echoes of the life that came before.
And that's exactly how 30 East Drive greeted them. Bright, still, almost hopeful.
Philip explored every corner. Diane traced her hand along the banister. Jean joked that the creaky floorboards were just this house saying hello.
But the house wasn't the one saying hello.
The first sign arrived the very day they moved in. A strange, chalky, white dust cloud appeared. Not from the ceiling, not from the walls, but rising from the center of the living room floor.
Jean brushed at it, but it only thickened, like the air itself was shedding.
Then came the water. Ice-cold droplets appeared on the walls, but instead of running downward, they crawled upward.
Jean later said it looked like the walls were sweating backward.
Philip's grandmother watched the kitchen next, as a tea dispenser began to slide, on its own, across the counter.
She stared at it, watched it drift in a straight line, without a whisper of wind or vibration.
And then came the cold, sudden, freezing pockets of air, hovering behind Diane and Philip like invisible figures standing too close.
The dog refused to enter one small back room, wouldn't cross the threshold, and growled at the empty air.
And late that first afternoon, the house itself seemed to inhale.
Philip said the entire hallway wall pushed outward, then contracted, as though the plaster was breathing.
He placed his hand on it, felt it move beneath his palm.
Jean didn't believe him until the house shook. Not like a passing truck, not like a storm. This was a deep internal rumble, as if something beneath the foundation was trying to rise.
Still, families explain things away. New house, old pipes, strange drafts, nothing to worry about.
But that evening, when Philip and his grandmother checked the kitchen, every cupboard door, every drawer was hanging wide open.
And the house, which had breathed in, seemed to exhale.
And that was the moment the presence inside 30 East Drive stirred for the first time.
Not the house, not the wind, not imagination.
Something buried, something ancient, had opened its eyes.
So you guys, if you moved into a new home and the walls began to breathe under your hand, would you stay long enough to see what exhaled?
Unfortunately, I would.
Yeah, because, I mean, back in those times, I mean, you could just pass it off as just any old vibration.
Oh, that's what exactly. I was going to say, it's just an old house.
Depending on how...
I'd do that now if it was my own house.
If you saw it swell and contract, it'd be a little different. I'd be like, what the
Heck, even here, like, we have animals and kids, and I'm like, oh, it's just them making the noise.
They can explain it on the dogs.
Exactly.
Explain it on the cat. Oh,
Yeah.
what was that? It was the cat, okay? It was the cat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nobody else.
I mean,
it was
that's
the
all
animals.
that was doing. Yeah.
Oh,
I wouldn't think much into it.
This is John, our house ghost.
Well, yeah,
What?
just working at those old houses in Kirkwood and stuff, you could hear stuff like that all the time, especially the creaking.
yeah.
Yeah, they just do
There's
their
a
own thing.
lot of old homes up there in
Well,
Kirkwood.
they still have like their original radiators and some of them.
Yeah.
Instead of like taking them out, they just changed the central air and stuff, but kept them there for like the history.
You
I
working
like it. I mean, I
outside
like
of Kirkwood, or?
One house we worked on, it had a placard on it that said it was built in 1880 by the original homeowner.
That's cool.
And it was wicked.
There's a few in DeSoto that are like that.
I love
Like
old houses.
when we tore that wood up, we saved it just in case we went back to that same neighborhood, because there's other houses that were there that were built in the 1880s, and they're part of our history, you know, they're part of St. Louis, so
Yeah.
tried to reserve them to the best of our ability.
Yeah, there's a couple of homes in DeSoto that a few years ago ended up getting grants because they're historical homes.
That's awesome.
So they got grants to fix up the homes.
Good.
And they have placards on them, and one of them is the actor Jay Wilcox.
I thought you were going to say Wilkins. Sorry, I was thinking Bill.
Bill Wilkinson.
I don't know why.
It's Bill Wilkinson. Why did I do that?
It's Bill Wilkins.
It's Bill Wilkins. Bill
This is my
Wilkinson.
house.
No.
This is my house.
He had an old house.
Not anymore.
But yeah, that's
Not
cool.
anymore, bitch. This is my house now.
That
I
little girl
love
stood
old
on business. She
houses.
told him, you gotta leave.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Hey, mate, it's time for you to go.
dude, you dead. You don't have to worry about sleeping anymore. I do. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like, you see how you tried to touch me and your hand went through? Yeah, you gotta.
You're done. Just go. I Bill Wilkins.
Bill Wilkins.
Do you think restless spirits, if trapped in between the world like that, get angry enough to come as poltergeist? Even if they were good souls,
Yeah.
I do.
still get sent to be hello?
I do.
I think so, yeah.
Because, like, yeah, you might have been perfectly nice and good, but he just seemed like a crabby old man, didn't really deal with much people. But if all that activity is true and not just alleged.
Well, I mean,
then-
if you think about it, it's like, you know, the Catholics believe in purgatory.
Oh, yeah.
And the people that get stuck in
worlds.
purgatory, you never know how that went.
That was
you
one of
know?
my favorite supernatural episodes. The first time they went in, I was like, oh.
I mean, it
That
kind
feeling.
of shows, you know, what could happen if you are trapped.
Because, I mean, Holly and Max were both in purgatory, and because
Yeah.
they were seeing a whole different world than what the situation they were in. And I told Bria that reminds me of the Jin episode of Supernatural. He hooked them up and put them on his own version of life support to feed off them while they were dreaming they were have whole different lives.
Yeah.
Dean was living in a life where his mom was alive. He had
Yeah.
a woman. Him and Jared weren't as close. Him and Sam weren't as close, but they both had wives, had their own lives, and I think their mom was alive, so he was happy. He was happy in the moment.
Okay. Back to the old monk.
ADHD.
Alright. For the first few nights, the disturbances felt like coincidences. Noises you tell yourself are just an old house.
But nothing about these knocks was random. They came in set of 3. Always spaced the same, always precise, always responding to something.
Objects began to move with a quiet intelligence. A framed photo lifted off the table, rotated, and sat itself down on the opposite side. A tea dispenser slid from counter to counter, this time moving fast, as if shoved by an invisible hand.
And then the kitchen changed. A storm of dry sugar fell from the center of the air, from a point where nothing existed.
Jean reached out, and the sugar froze mid-fall, suspended, hanging, waiting.
But that was nothing compared to the water. A puddle formed in the hallway. And then the water pulsed, expanding, contracting, as if something underneath was gasping for air.
Then came the green slime, oozing from drawers, from cabinet seams, from the hinges of the pantry door.
It smelled like rotting earth, damp soil, like dirt that had been disturbed after centuries of rest.
And the house was restless too. Hammering, sawing, bricks being stacked. The unmistakable sounds of building coming from inside solid walls.
The family stood frozen, because the house wasn't changing. Something was moving through it.
That night, Philip and his grandmother heard a dresser, a massive one, heavy one, being dragged across the bedroom above them.
When Philip ran to look, the dresser was across the room, carpet untouched, as if it had simply appeared there.
And that's when the photos were found. Photographs slashed from the back, the paper sliced open, as though a blade had reached through the wall from the other side.
And Jean felt something behind her. She turned to the mirror and saw a shadow passing behind her reflection.
And then the banister scraped. Not from hands sliding down, but up. Something heavy, something tall, was ascending.
That was when they saw him. A figure, hooded, black, tall enough to brush the ceiling, motionless, watching.
Philip said it looked like a monk, but wrong. Wrong height, wrong shape, wrong stillness.
And for the first time, he stepped forward.
Diane screamed because she could feel it before she saw it.
Cold, rotting, close.
Whatever lived inside 30 East Drive wasn't hiding anymore. It was awake. It was rising. And it was selecting its target.
From this moment forward, the haunting stopped being strange. It became violent. And the house had no power to stop him.
If you guys saw a hooded figure, taller than any human, standing at the top of your stairs, would you dare look up again?
No. Lindsay's like, yeah.
I'm gonna.
I would look and then I would probably run away.
I'd just be like, dude, this is not the house to do this shit in.
This is not the
Just go away. I'm done with dealing y'all fuckers. I don't want to be visited by people. I don't want to be visited by ghosts, alright?
Yeah. Exactly.
This is not the visitation hours.
Yeah.
Please reschedule with my assistant.
And take your 3 knocks back. Stop doing that shit.
Yeah. Always fucking 3 knocks.
It's like,
3
hey,
knocks. Oh.
I'm trying to sleep.
Because all it is it's how do they say it?
The mock of the Trinity.
Yeah. Mocking the Trinity.
The Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Anyways, he's creepy. I wouldn't know what to... I don't know. I'd be like... Well, actually, I don't know. If you saw a hooded figure, but no... I mean, I'd be curious, like, who the fuck are you?
That would be my thing. I'd look at you and be like, who the fuck are you, dude?
And then if it didn't talk or just stood there, I'd be like, okay.
Then I would have told it, leave.
Kemper,
Out.
Is that you?
Kemper.
Where'd you get that rope?
Why are you up at the top of my stairs?
You see this little thing I got in my hand? It's a little bottle. It says holy water. Get the fuck out.
I mean, yeah, if it just appeared out of nowhere and I looked away because I didn't know what was going on, I'd have to look back up to make sure I'm seeing what I'm seeing. And at that point, I see him step forward. I'm like, oh fuck, this is happening. And then at that point, I guess I'd be like, who are you? What are you? Like, what do you want? One of those 2 questions. And then I'd be like, all right, you're not talking. I'm out.
Who are you?
Yeah,
What do you want?
Are you?
You wanna
What are
play?
you doing here?
That'd be
Yeah,
creepy,
no.
though.
If it did that, if it said you want to play, I'm fucking done. I'm out. No, don't even,
Dick ghost.
Yeah.
don't even try
Nope.
that shit on me.
Wanna play a game?
No, I don't want to play a game. I want you to fucking leave so I can go back to bed.
Yeah, I want to play the quiet game and shut the fuck up.
Right.
Exactly.
Knock again, I'm breaking your hands.
Yeah,
exactly.
do it. Do it one more time, bitch.
I'm gonna go Brenda on his ass. Don't worry, Bria, I'm whooping his ass.
Scary movie.
Grab his load. Ah! But I can imagine if he's tall enough to touch the ceiling, then I'll probably stare into his belly button and be like, ah, fuck. Okay. See how this goes.
Ask him, do you have an innie or an outie? I got an outie.
Yeah. By late summer, the entity inside 30 East Drive had grown bold. It no longer hid in the shadows or behind walls. It watched, it waited, and it chose its target.
Diane.
Every night, a freezer patch of air formed behind her. Not beside her, not near her. Behind. Like someone tall was standing inches from her back, breathing in her hair.
She began waking from nightmares where a voice whispered her name in a tone that wasn't human.
Diane. She said it sounded like a child who had forgotten how to be a child, trying to copy the memory of its own voice.
The first physical contact came soon after. He pulled her hair. Not gently, not playful. He lifted it, straight toward the ceiling, yanking her onto her toes.
Jane reached out to steady her daughter and saw something she never forgot. A man-shaped shadow pressed flat against the ceiling, arms and legs bent the wrong way. A hooded head craning down to look at them.
And then her hair dropped, and the shadow vanished.
That night, the attacks escalated. Diane woke, gasping, because something sat on her legs, not beside her, on her. She felt hands pressing into the bed near her shoulders. She saw a face hovering over hers.
She couldn't move, couldn't scream, could only lie there while a freezing breath leaked across her skin.
Jean burst into the room, just in time to see the blankets wrapped tightly around Diane's ankles and jerk her violently off the bed.
Her body hit the floor, and something dragged her fast and low across the bedroom.
Jean grabbed her daughter's arms. Philip grabbed her waist, but whatever had her was stronger than all of them. It yanked Diane through the doorway and toward the stairs.
She clung to door frames, ripped at carpet fibers, but the entity pulled harder. Unrelentingly, mechanical, like it had done this before.
One step, 2, 3. Diane's back bruising on every rise as she was dragged upward. Beside her, something crawled. She swore she felt fabric brush her bare legs as a hooded shape moved alongside her, on its hands and knees.
Nope.
Kinda curious.
Nope. I would piss myself.
Well, you can actually rent this house out for the night and stay there.
Yeah.
Alright, let's do it.
Yep.
I'm doing it.
I'm doing it. That would be cool. Well, I say cool and then I'll be haunted by fucking...
Oh, you'll be cool, alright, when you're under the ground.
Yeah. At the top of the stairs, she was lifted. 2 feet off the ground, hanging, kicking, no hands visible, only 4 deep fingerprints pressing into her skin.
Jean grabbed her daughter's waist, and the entity let go. She fell, gasping, crying, her throat raw and red.
And then the whisper came. A voice that wasn't in her bedroom, wasn't beside her, but inside her ear. Whispering words she refused to repeat for the rest of her life.
When the family pulled Diane into the hallway, Jean felt someone standing behind her. She turned, nothing.
But the smell remained. Damp soil, rotting earth, like dirt that had been disturbed after centuries of rest.
That night, Philip woke at 3:12 a.m., screaming, because standing in Diane's doorway, perfectly still, silhouetted in the moonlight, was the monk, watching her sleep, studying her, choosing her.
From that night on, the haunting was no longer mischief or fear or shadows. It was predation. The monk wasn't haunting the house. He was hunting Diane.
So, if something dragged you out of bed, pressed you against the ceiling, and whispered inside your ear, how do you ever close your eyes again?
I would leave.
I was about to say, I think once something presses me against the ceiling, that's where I probably am like, yeah, it's time to go.
When I had that, I don't know where you were at,
you
but
can't blame it on the house.
Exactly.
the time when I was sleeping and I had that, an episode of sleep paralysis, freaked me out so bad I got up and left. I didn't want to be here.
But you know, it's kind of like they say,
years ago, but-
it's not the house that's technically haunted, it's you.
Yeah.
So it follows you.
I would not. I'd be like, what the fuck?
So
So especially if someone dragged me out of bed, you think I am not staying here.
So technically, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. Then I'd be scared it would follow me, but at least, I wasn't.
Yeah, if it was bad enough that you felt like you had to leave, it was like, fuck.
This is really fucked up.
Yeah.
But she was just so exhausted, she fell back asleep. Well, I know. Nope. After the attack on Diane, the Pritchards begged clergy for help. But every priest who walked through 30 East Drive walked back out pale, shaken, some refusing to ever return.
Holy water didn't calm the house. It boiled, bubbling on the carpet as if poured onto fire.
Crosses bent backward, crucifixes twisted like warm metal, and prayers were drowned out by a low, guttural hum that rose from the coal hole.
The fuck is the coal hole?
My question exactly.
I want to know what this is.
Cool.
Let's see here.
Oh, it's a coal hole. Yeah, because I thought they renamed it to the monk hole or something, but still. What?
The coal hole.
Fire pit.
A coal hole was an access hatch, often a small circular opening in the ground or an exterior wall used to deliver coal directly into a house basement or coal bin for heating. These were common in homes used for coal-fired furnaces and were part of a system to avoid having to carry the heavy fuel through the main living areas.
Oh, so you just dropped it in the hole and it went to a designated place?
Yep.
The coal hole. Sorry.
Yep.
The corn bone hole.
That's interesting, though.
Yeah, been learning a lot lately. So the family turned to history. The land. The roots of Pontefract itself. They uncovered something the estate developer never bothered to mention.
Long before 30 East Drive existed, before houses lined this quiet street. This land belonged to a medieval monastic order, the Cluniac monks. Men of silence, men of ritual, men in long black robes, bound by rope belts.
But one of them was not a holy man. Village records tell of a Cluniac monk who murdered a young girl, a child, Diane's age, and was hanged for his crime on gallows placed exactly where the estate stands now.
Local historians believed he was buried underground right here, beneath the foundation of the modern homes, beneath the street, beneath this house.
People had reported seeing a black friar wandering Pontefract centuries before the Pritchards came. A hooded silhouette gliding through gardens with no footsteps, no face, no sound.
And modern witnesses described him the same way. A tall figure, face completely smooth, featureless under the hood. Some said he appeared so close they could see the fabric fibers of his robe, but never the face beneath it.
Whenever investigators were brave enough to follow him to the stairwell, they saw him do something no humanoid should do. He climbed on all fours, like an animal wearing robes.
What the fuck? No. One witness fainted. Another refused to ever speak of it.
A priest claimed the entity wasn't just a ghost, not a wandering spirit, not a lost soul. He believed it was a man twisted by centuries of rage, silence, and earth.
The same smell that filled the house every time he manifested. Grave dirt. Wet, cold, ancient.
The same smell that Diane said clung to the thing that dragged her up the stairs.
And when priests tried to bless the home, chalk marks appeared on the walls. Crosses, scribbles, and crude drawings of a hooded figure with his head bowed and his hands hanging limp.
Some believe the monk isn't just haunting 30 East Drive. He is anchored here by guilt, by violence, by the earth that swallowed him.
In the house remembers him.
It remembers his footsteps, his chanting, his cruelty, his death.
And it remembers every girl he has ever reached for.
The monk's story didn't end at the gallows. It simply changed its address. And 30 East Drive has been his prison and his hunting ground ever since.
Now, if a spirit's bound to where the land where it's sent, does it stay there?
I think so.
I think it does too.
Energy.
Yeah. If you're gonna manifest that bullshit energy, it's gonna stick around.
Taints
Sorry,
it.
what was that?
What the fuck?
Who the fuck was that? You? What was that? It wasn't mine.
Wasn't mine.
I don't know. It was that.
What the fuck was that? Was that you, Jackson?
What the fuck? That wasn't my phone. Where did that come from? Was it your tablet?
I don't think so.
Is there like an Alexa in here?
There's Alexa right there, but she didn't say nothing.
No, she didn't light up.
Okay.
Alrighty then. Guess we have a guest star.
I guess so.
That's what it sounds like.
Oh god.
It's just Karen.
Oh great. No, this house is haunted.
That's just Karen.
That was weird. What the fuck?
No, I don't think it stops reliving its sin. I think it's fucked.
Yeah.
It needs to relive that.
Well, bad energy brings bad energy. Well,
So
history.
I strongly believe there's some sins you're never going to be forgiven for. Like, you can give your life to God all you want and pray to Him. He could still love you, but you're still going to face your punishment.
Some way.
And His punishment is being stuck in that same spot for eternity, committing His same crime. Oh, unfortunately for the people that suffered through this, but...
I mean, they say it all the time, when there's something like that, it's just like a nightmare, reliving it over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. Like going to hell. Hell is your worst nightmare over and over and over again.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's just something like John Wayne Gacy's but dude, all that in that soil, I know there's a house built on there now, but I would...
Fuck that.
I would just feel the soil's tainted, okay?
I would feel bad for living in a house that was...
technically a gravesite.
Yeah.
I would too.
I couldn't do that, knowing that it would be a different story if I didn't know what happened there and that it,
Yeah.
It was different. But knowing that he manipulated these boys into doing that, I couldn't live in a house knowing that I lived in the same area that a serial killer did that.
And this is in times people were making like under $1 an hour, and he was offering these teenage boys and young men $5 an hour to come help them.
Poor kids.
So they're like, oh fuck, I haven't even graduated high school yet, and I'm already making it. Like, I'm already in a position where I've got good money, I can afford things.
Ooh, that stupid fat fuck. I wish I could go back in time.
His clown ass comes in and cuts all that short because he's a fucking...
Ooh, I hate him.
Greedy predator.
Well,
I think that's the only way I can describe him.
I don't know what's going on in here.
It just got real silent.
It did. Alright.
And cold.
Okay. I'm gonna finish this. I don't know. This episode's haunted, I guess.
He's coming.
Oh god.
Alright, where you at, you little fucking monk?
Came all the way from from England.
It's on and even need a boarding pass.
Because I told her even need the boarding pass.
Yeah.
All I got to do is just come through the veil.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Letting them in.
That's why we close it every night.
And this is exactly why we keep that shit closed.
Uh-huh. Until next time. Alright.
Till next time, we're signing off. Bye.
Uh-huh. After Diane's attack, the Pritchards tried to pretend life could return to normal. People always try before the house breaks them.
Jean cleaned the chalk symbols that reappeared every morning. Joe reinforced slammed doors. Philip slept with a cricket bat. And Diane stopped sleeping at all.
I bet.
That's when you just say, fuck it, if she's not sleeping, we need to move out.
Like, obviously, he only wants her. You don't want any of the other family members.
Mm-hmm.
He's a sick pervert. Anyways.
She felt him behind her bed, behind her reflection, behind each step she took.
Diane.
Jean found her daughter standing on her bed like something taller was lifting her chin upward. Diane whispered, "He says he wants me downstairs."
That last week was the worst. Furniture flipped, sugar storms erupted daily. Hands pushed people on the stairs. Scratches carved themselves into the walls.
Why the sugar?
That's what I'm just like, what the
Is he
fuck
just
is
being
with
an
the
asshole
sugar?
because, like, haha, it's gonna take forever to clean it up, or, you know?
People ain't got no salt.
Like,
Why the fucking sugar
why
storms?
sugar?
Because he knew if he threw
random one.
salt around, he'd get locked in the circle.
Well, it sucks to be him then.
Yeah.
Get locked in that
I
fucking
think he's
Could
just
you
an
imagine?
asshole
He's like,
because all the
fuck.
sugar goes everywhere and that takes forever to clean
Yeah.
up.
He's just like,
He's like,
laughing
watch this. Watch this.
I'm just imagining Emperor Palpatine. That's all I'm remembering.
Oh my gosh.
Under the rope. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Look at
Leave my sugar alone, bitch.
it. Yeah.
All right, Palpatine. What are you doing now? We're just going to nickname the monk Palpatine.
And that's the thing, like, technically he was a friar, so he wasn't even a full monk yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
Desperate for approval to become one.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing the wrong stuff, bud.
Yeah.
Jean found Diane lying on the stairs, crying that she felt fingers around her ankles, dragging her downwards. Jean held her tight and whispered, "We can't keep her alive in this house."
They fled before sunrise. No boxes, no goodbyes, just survival. And as the last door closed, the house fell silent.
But silence isn't peace. Silence is something waiting. Diane.
New tenants didn't last long. One teenage girl woke, screaming, as a hooded figure stood in the corner of her bedroom. She described the same smell Diane did. Grave dirt.
Investigators were scratched, pushed, thrown against walls, grabbed by their ankles.
Some felt something crawl on all fours behind them in the dark, robes dragging just inches from their hands.
Dozens of passersby have reported seeing a hooded figure standing in the upstairs window. They say he lifts his head, as if acknowledging them, and then vanishes.
Today, investigators call the coal hole the monk's den. They've recorded chanting, growling, voices, and one chilling word.
Visitors swear the house breathes, the same way it did when the Pritchards lived here. The walls expand, contract, wait. Especially when a woman climbs the stairs.
So what you're telling me is this guy is actually probably a rapist.
That's what
Sounds
it seems
like
like.
Sounds like it.
He's going for women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because apparently when he was alive, he murdered a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And that's who y'all obviously.
But he probably murdered her because he probably raped her and she was going to go tell
Yep.
somebody.
Yeah.
So that's usually the situation. A lot of people found dead are usually sexually assaulted.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you think about it, he's going after only women.
Yeah. There's a pattern there.
It's like if you don't want to be a monk, you don't have to. No one's forcing you to be. But also, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Today, the house isn't empty. It isn't abandoned. It isn't forgotten. Someone owns it, and they rent it out for ghost hunts and overnight stays.
People come from across the UK and around the world to stand in the same rooms where Diane screamed, to sit the same hallway where the monk appeared, to open the coal hole door and feel the temperature drop to winter in one breath.
Some stay only minutes. Others last hours. A few make it through the night. But all of them leave with the same story. The house isn't empty.
Lights flicker in patterns, scratches appear on arms, chanting echoes from empty rooms. The monk is seen looking out the bedroom window. In the house reacts, watches, listens.
And every time a new voice enters me, every time a new woman stands in my hall, he follows.
Because the monk never left. He never moved on. He never rested. He still walks 30 East Drive.
So, if someone offered you a night inside 30 East Drive, would you take it?
Yeah,
Yeah, why
I
not?
probably would.
100%.
I mean,
Like I said, I need to see this
I
to
want to see
believe
this.
it.
I want to see this
yeah, you
motherfucking
don't
monk.
ever just take someone's word for its.
Like
what
I
it
say
is.
that
Go
now,
figure
like
it out.
until I see it, and then I'll see it.
I want to see him on all fours. I want to be like, come here, bitch.
Why the fuck does he crawl like an animal?
Come here, bitch. You ever see a
That's
shoe to the
creepy.
face?
And he growls. No. You know, I think this poltergeist might be creepier than the other ones I've heard about. You know, he's pretty creepy.
Doesn't really creep me out as much as, like, to me this isn't really a big poltergeist though, because a
It's
poltergeist
like a
is
predator ghost.
yeah, it's because your poltergeists are what, isn't it usually more than one spirit?
I don't think necessarily, but
Because, like, I don't know, I just feel like there'd be a lot more going on if it was a poltergeist.
I mean, I do see them being more, angrier.
Yeah.
But I mean, he is angry at women for some reason.
Like, this
Probably
one's
because he
definitely
was-
creepy, because, I mean, he attaches himself to one person, but like the Bell Witch, she attacked multiple people who visited the home.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
creepy.
Bathsheba, known to attack multiple people who've entered the home. She messed with most of the girls, she messed with the mom, the dad was the only one who seemed
I
not
think
to get
that's
messed with.
scarier just because, yeah, they're more than one person, but
Yeah, this, with
Unless
it
you're that
targeting
one person.
one person
Yeah.
each time someone new comes in the
I
house.
think it's just the creepiness of how he just stands there, stares at you, crawls on all fours. Like, that's just creepy.
peekaboo, bitch.
Like, get the
Peekaboo, I
fuck
see
out of
you.
here, bro. But yeah, I'd like to go there and see for myself.
I mean, like me, I would like to stay at like the Conjuring house and all that
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
I would love
so,
to do all that.
I mean, why not just take
I'm
a
just
hop over the pond?
curious. Get some adrenaline, you know? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll just take a hop over the pond there and
Lizzie Borden house, the Vasilla Axe murder house.
oh yeah. Fuck, some of these people are.
Quiet again.
I know. It did just get quiet again. I don't like that.
I know.
Why'd you get quiet?
I don't know. Anyways.
And my chair's like creaking, so I don't.
Oh gosh, okay. I don't know.
Alright, just end it.
Okay.
We're done. Bye.
And that concludes this episode of Veil of Echoes.
Thank you for stepping into the dark with us and for trusting us with the story of the Pritchard family and the haunting that refuses to stay buried.
If you enjoyed tonight's episode, please follow, rate, and leave us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you listen.
Every follow and share helps us grow and helps more listeners find their way into the veil.
Have a case or a haunting you want us to cover? Send your suggestions to us on Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook at Veil of Echoes Podcasts.
Your idea might just be the next shadow we bring to the light.
Next Monday, we head back to South Carolina for part 2 of the Murdoch murders.
This time, we dive deep into the 911 call Alec Murdaugh made that night. A call full of panic and contradictions.
We'll unravel the secrets already swallowing him whole. The debt, the collapsing finances, the hidden crimes that finally cracked open in court.
We go inside the trial, the testimony, the evidence, the unraveling of a man who built his life on power and deception.
Monday begins the unraveling.
Until then, keep your ears open.
And the veil closed.